Hey, in the You Can Keep Only 10 series, it's gotten really, really hard. See, I have probably more Scream Factory than almost anything else. And a lot of stuff that Scream Factory put out are seminal films, are films that literally define my teenage years, my childhood, my youth, and the films I would watch over and over again. So when it came time to do the You Can Keep Only 10s Scream Factory edition, it became even harder. I did give myself a bit of leeway when it came to this. I would choose one box set, I would choose 8 single releases, and because I had so many of them, and I think that there deserved to be at least one in there, I could choose one double feature, which I think is fair when it comes to Scream Factory and the amount that I had. This was hard. I mean, it was extremely hard to do. So right now, sit back, enjoy, because you can keep only 10 Scream Factory. I'm not kidding when I say this really was the hardest list to do so far. I went back and forth on so many, and I spent so much time going over and over and taking ones out and putting ones in and going back and forth. But at the end of the day, these are my choices. So let's see what I've chosen and if a lot of it is going to be my comfort films, which are, if you've watched this channel a lot, slasher films. Slasher films are my comfort films. I can watch them anytime, day or night. And we're going to start out with a slasher film. But not just any slasher film. If you watch the opening credits or the ending credits on my channel, the intro or the outro, then the guy that directed this was gracious enough to help did the music and help did the intro for the channel. And that's Jamie Blanks. You'll always see like a thanks to him, actually, if you look in the description box. And it's urban legend. I love this movie. I adore this film. And one of the reasons that this hit me so hard when it did and how it did is because at the time everything was seeming like super meta. And I wasn't sure if slashers were going to still be slashers in the way that I knew them back in the golden age of the early 80s. And this was much closer to what I wanted and knew slashers to be. Not only that, the cast is freaking incredible in this one. We got Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville. We have Loretta Devine, who she's the only actress is in like this one and the sequel. Rebecca Gayheart is in this one. Alicia Witt. Jared Leto is in this one here. Tara Reid. Robert Englund. Just an amazing cast. Brad Dourif has an incredible sequence as Natasha Wagner does as well. This is such a good movie. It is so good, and it really plays into the urban legends and the whole urban legend killer myth. And I think this is the film that Danielle Harris, I saw her like as an adult, and she was just like, she just was amazing. But urban legend was an easy choice for me, and not only that, there's like a feature-length documentary on here too that is really good. And the documentary was done like a lot. Some documentaries that were coming out around that time where it like focused on all aspects of the film, from like from pre-production to production to post-production, just everything. And it is so good. I absolutely adore this movie, and it's one of those where I wanted to have members of the cast on this on my channel. I was never able to do that, but I was able to get the director on, and that was a very special time for me. Actually, I would love to get Jamie back on the channel because he has so much to say, and he's such a great like director and composer. This is such a good film, and if you've never seen it, then I recommend that you check out Urban Legend in this edition because it is so good, and it's one of those that I'm sure there'll be like a 4K down the road, and I will probably upgrade. Next up was not a slasher film. Surprise, surprise, right? It is actually Ginger Snaps. It's a Canadian film. I love myself some Canadian films. We got a Catherine Isabelle in this one, and I absolutely adore Catherine Isabelle. Emily Perkins is fantastic in this film, and it is a very different, very unique take on the werewolf tale, and it is fantastic. Ginger Snaps became a trilogy. I love the sequel. I am mediocre on the third. I really need to watch it over again. But the first one is a stone cold utter classic. I could watch this one day or night anytime. It is just one of those films that I love. There's interviews with Emily Perkins on here. The interview, they do a women in horror panel discussing Ginger Snaps. There's a director commentary on here. There's a writer commentary on here. There's deleted scenes with commentary on here. It's just such a good release. And it's from their Blue Banner days. They did such great stuff back then. And I still love Scream Factory. I unabashedly do. And that is an easy choice for me. We're back to slashers. And it is He Knows You're Alone. This is just one that sticks with me. I like it a lot. And I know it's kind of considered one of the lower grade slashers. Probably best known because Tom Hanks has a small role in the film, but a very memorable role. He really, you can tell the guy's going to be a star. But it is a good film. I like this one a lot. I thought the entire cast in this one was really good. I like that it's not like a mass killer. I know that that it's done differently. I love the ending and opening of this film. The pacing is really on point for me, and I think this is a really well done, kind of an underrated slasher that people usually only talk about as trivia, as in Tom Hanks was in a slasher film, and it's this one here. But it deserves its kudos, and obviously it deserves kudos enough that it's one of the 10 that I'm choosing. For those that are here for the first time, the idea in this here challenge, is to choose 10 films. You're going to be on a desert island for between 10 and 15 years. You can only choose 10 films from this label, and you have to choose 9 films and 1 box set. Or Scream Factory, if you got a bunch of Scream Factory audio, then you can use 8 singles, 1 double feature, and a box set. And with that being said, if you're, make sure, let me know yours in the comment section down below. And if you've got a channel and you're watching this, I would love to see your video response. Next up is Killer Party. I'd forgotten how good this was until I picked up the Scream Factory edition. I'd rented this on VHS and I hadn't seen it since. I picked it up kind of at a last minute when I was going through Halifax. And I saw it there and I remember the cover and I remember nothing about the film. But I looked at the back, I saw the cast, and I saw that Joanna Johnson was in it. She'd been Bold and Beautiful. And we had Martin Hewitt and Paul Bartel. Such a great cast, and I'm like, I got to rewatch this. I don't remember this movie at all. And I'd had it confused, actually, with another film. So when I turned it on, I realized, oh, it's that film. And even then, I just couldn't remember the entirety of the film. So I'm just watching it, letting it sink in, and kind of rediscovering it again for a second time. And enjoying it. And I think enjoying it way more than I did the first time I watched it. I love this film. This is so fun. It's fun and unique, and I love all the actors in this, and I love the setting. And I don't go a lot for the supernatural slashers that much. I prefer to have the killers that are real and kind of more kind of realistic, at least at the beginning. But this was definitely an outlier for me. I really love this film. I'll leave the double feature for right before the other one. I was lucky enough to get to see this with the director present last year at a horror convention in Newfoundland, and that is My Bloody Valentine. I have the Blu-ray for this one right here. I lived for a few years in Nova Scotia, and I lived around 10 minutes drive away from Valentine's Bluff, where this is done. It's otherwise known as Sydney. It's Sydney Mines area is where it was filmed at. And we'd be driving regularly, and I would look. First time I remember driving through and seeing all the places from the film. They still looked like the places from the film overall. That being said, after seeing the 4K upgrade to this one, get yourself 4K. This is a great one though. I could not choose this. Just so you know, there's no 4Ks in this one here. I've chosen to go completely Blu-ray for this one here. If I want to do a 4K or DVD one down the road, I will. But I'm going to stay true to the list of keeping these only Blu-ray and having 10 Blu-ray. And I could not have this one here. One, it's Canadian film. Two, it's shot in Atlantic Canada. Three, it has a great cast. Neil Affleck is in this one. Yes, he's related to Ben Affleck. Laurie Hallier is in this. Paul Zaza does the music. And if you're Canadian, you know what Paul Zaza is. You know how good his music is. We have so many good actors in this one, including Don Franks, who's an incredible Canadian actor, and the father of Cree Summer. Look her up, trust me, you know her. I've released her voice. This is a really good film. I do like the remake as well, but the first one, the original, is a classic, and I've always wanted to see them kind of hopefully come back and make a sequel, and I know he wants to. So if there's a studio out there watching, get that done. The director is so good, and if you're an Agatha Christie fan, you've never seen this movie, there's a lot of allusions to and Then There Were None in My Bloody Valentine. One in particular, I remember after the screening, and then he had a chat with Andrea Zabazzi, Andrea from Rue Morgue, and as I was leaving, I went up and spoke to him for a few minutes, and there was a scene in the film, because I'm a massive Agatha Christie fanatic, and I said, "Is this scene referencing this other scene?" And then there were none. He's like, "You're the first person to mention that." And I'm like, that is so cool. But such an extremely cool release. And let's get to the next one. And next up, there was a cat, like, I heard a cat, so I had to check. But next one is not a slasher film. It's one of the seminal films from my youth. Everybody, I think, that loves horror, and especially if you get into the gothic horror, you have a Dracula film that you grew up with that means a lot to you. My father is a massive Hammer fan, and Christopher Lee is Dracula to him. I think Christopher Lee is Dracula, everybody. But my sisters, they love the Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman. And my Dracula from my era was from the John Badham Dracula. And that is the wonderful one with Frank Langella and Laurence Olivier. I really love this film. It's a fangless Dracula. He doesn't have the teeth. It's more romanticized, almost a bit of the kind of the stage play with some great set pieces and wonderful designs, some fantastic acting. The creepiest like Lucy you're ever going to see in any of the films, in my opinion anyway, is in this one right here. There's some wonderfully shot scenes and some evocative like cinematography. It's just a great film, and Frank Langella makes for an engaging and really unique take on the role of Dracula, taking it back a bit to the Bela Lugosi kind of more romantic idol, matinee type idol lead in the role of the vampire, as opposed to the more like animalistic side of the character. There is some wonderful like set pieces in here. I love the ship sequence at the end of the film. It's just one of those films that I utterly adore, and I can go back and watch over and over again. Now, this one has both the director's edition of the film and the theatrical edition of the film. And the director's edition was a bit controversial because he wanted to, like, I love the colors and stuff in this film, but the director wanted to go back and within his edition, his preferred cut of the film, he desaturates the color. And it's interesting take on it's his take, but it's good that they didn't just, some will put out the director or the director of photography will come and they'll re-release something and they'll put out this new, this is my new version of it, and that's the version that you got, right? Like if you get Star Wars with George Lucas, you're getting the new Star Wars. You're not getting the old one. They're pushing, like, you're getting the new one with the new special effects. This one gives you both. And I just really appreciate when a company does that. It just means that they really understand the weight and the breadth and just the fan like love of this film, and I am that person. I am that fan. Each one of these here, by the way, gets interviews. The theatrical cut gets a brand new audio commentary with Constance Nassar, and we get like an introduction with the director's cut, explaining things, and an interview with John Badham. A whole bunch of stuff is on there. I get a commentary with John Badham on the director's cut as well. So just some incredible stuff there. Could not have that on the list. That had to be there. We're back to slashers. And it is April Fool's Day. This is a favorite of mine. It is a very different, very unique slasher with some wonderful twists, some great acting, and it's got the Deborah Foreman factor. See, Deborah Foreman is one of the most charismatic, beautiful, fantastic actresses to come out of the 1980s. Trust me, watch my show for you will fall in love with her. And even in this film, you're going to fall in love with her a bit. But it can't just stop there. See, no, you'd be like, oh, it's got Deborah Foreman, but it's got the girl from Friday the 13th Part 2. It's got the lead from Friday the 13th Part 2. And Clayton Rohner. Just, there's so many good actors in this. Biff from Back to the Future is in this. This is such a good film. It is so well done. And people underrate this one all the time. And I can tell you right now that I can sit down anytime, day or night, and this is one of the litmus tests when it comes to looking for these titles, and pick up and watch this. It's a given. Don't worry, the next one's not a slasher film. Though they could have all been slasher films. Now, the next one is a portmanteau, or an anthology film. And one of my all-time favorites. Though I do think it has one of the weaker wraparounds. But I do like the stories that are in the film, so that's the main part, right? And that is The House That Dripped Blood. It has a wonderful cast with Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. We have the absolutely gorgeous singer Pitt in here as well. Joss Ackland is here. We have so many wonderful people cast in this film. It's got just some banger stories in here, including one with John Pertwee, which I so adore. I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, and I think this is a really great John Pertwee story. He could do comedy like really well, and it's definitely more of a comedic story. But this is a really, really good one, and we do have some features on there, including a commentary with Troy Holworth. But overall, I got to have at least one anthology in there, and that's the one that I went with. I went back and forth on those because there was another anthology that I was going to grab, but I'm like, oh no, I'm sticking to my guns. So what did I choose as a double feature? Did I choose something different? Did I go back to the slasher well again? You know me. You know I did. But these are fun. They're not just your regular slasher films. You get some supernatural slashers. You get a mystery. You get a whole bunch of special features. You get a 75-minute cut of a film, an 87-minute cut of a film, a 76-minute cut of another film, a 85-minute cut of another film, and you get a bit of a documentary on here too. It is Slumber Party Massacre Part 2 and Part 3. The out of print, but I think 1 and 2 came out on 4K, right? I think for some reason Slumber Party Massacre Part 3 has not gotten the 4K. Maybe it has by now. Hopefully it has for you guys. But I actually really like Part 3. I think it's underrated. But Part 2, oh man, it's insane, right? Just the singing and dancing killer with the guitar with the drill on it. You know, baby, do you like my sound? Let's buzz. It's just so cool, and it's got such a great cast. Chris Bernard from Wings is in this, if you're old enough to remember the series Wings. But they have people from from soap operas that I knew, and from some shows like Santa Barbara. They have people from other like slasher films like Friday the 13th and that. And then there's Part 3, which is not as many famous actors, but it's just really, really good and really well done. And each of these has it's led by a female director. So the box set. Was this one hard? Is it going to be obvious? I haven't swerved. When I'm doing these, I have to be true to what I would watch and what I would actually 100% genuinely take. For the 10, there was one. I looked at other ones, but there was really only one choice. The films that I watched the most, the ones that I know I'd be turning on all the time within those 10 to 15 years I'm stuck on the island. One of the greatest Blu-ray box sets ever put out. If you're a Friday the 13th fan, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, this is still the best way to own the Friday the 13th franchise. Oh, there's 4Ks out there, and some are great, some are good, but I would consider this to be the absolute definitive way to own Friday the 13th. If you have if you want to own all the Friday the 13th films, this is the way to do it. You get all the films here. You get the films with all 12 of them, with the original artwork, and some of these actually have alternate artwork as well. You get 2 bonus discs of filled to the brim with special features of like just really really cool stuff. And most of these here, by the way, are filled with special features as well. There's a cool booklet in here too, and it's just a wonderful series and a wonderful franchise, and I absolutely adore and love everything about this franchise and about this set. It does not get better than this. In the DVD era, Nightmare on Elm Street's DVD collection was the definitive release for horror fans. In the Blu-ray era, the Friday the 13th Scream Factory box set is that, for me, at least anyway, and maybe for a lot of you guys out there as well. So there you go. 10 films, 8 singles, 1 double feature, and a box set. Now, I'll be looking forward to seeing yours in the comment section down below. As always, there will be a bonus video in the Patreon and member group that'll have the 5 alternate titles, where I do have 3 singles, 1 double feature, and a box set. What will I choose there? Well, hopefully you'll join me and find out. Either way, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment in the comment section down below. I cannot wait to see your responses and see what you choose, and see if it was as hard for you as it was for me when it comes to Scream Factory. If you're a big horror fan like me, then I'm guessing it probably was. And if you have a channel, I would love to see your video response. My name is Aaron. Thanks for joining me tonight in the Call to Cinema. This was a really, really hard one, and I'll see you next time. I got a lot of movies put back, but for this one right here, there's so many that I just want to just turn on and watch right now. Maybe.
Oh God. Subscription sloth here. Just want to remind you that I know in the summertime especially it can be super warm and lazy. But if you're liking this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go that step farther and join the Patreon, there's a link for that down below. You can super sticker, super chat, or donate. But above all, just lie back and enjoy the video, because that's what I'm going to do.